The types of friends you must avoid on your elegance journey. Friends have a big impact on our life choices, so it's essential we surround ourselves with the right people. There is a reason why it is very difficult to find good quality friends. That is because it takes more than just being fun and entertaining to be classified as a good friend. The qualities required to be classified as a good friend are difficult to exhibit genuinely. In this video, I will be talking about the 10 types of friends that you must avoid on your level up journey. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we need to be cautious of the people we associate with. Sometimes it may be even necessary to conduct an audit of the people in our circle for our own mental well-being. If you're unsure as to the traits you should look out for, then this list of 10 friends you must avoid on this elegance trajectory to leveling up will serve as a useful tool for you. My wonderful elegance ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian and I'm the founder of Woman of Elegance, which is a platform I've created to help women globally become the most elegant, classy and refined women that they can be. If you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing to this channel and sharing this video with friends you think will benefit from it. So without further ado, let's go on to discuss these 10 points that you should look out for when choosing friends. Point number 1, the change resistant friend. Some people are so averse to change, they love the status quo. They like things being just the way they are and they feel threatened and uncomfortable with the slightest suggestion of change. Their ideology is, if it ain't broken, why fix it? This isn't a bad thing in itself, but I'll tell you why this can present as a danger in a friendship. If you happen to mention that you have plans to refine yourself or change the path in life that you're on, the type of friend I'm referring to is the one who will try to talk you out of it. Why would you want to do that? They'll tell you how perfect you are already and that you don't need to change anything about yourself. You know the song, "You're Amazing Just the Way You Are" by Bruno Mars? This friend may play it on repeat just to convince you to stay the way you are. Oh, such a sweet friend. Don't get me wrong, it may genuinely be coming from a good place. For example, if you want to get cosmetic surgery you don't need but you want, they may try to encourage you to think twice. However, any type of self-improvement is met with, "Oh, you don't need to." My elegance ladies, if you want to make any progress, see meaningful changes and level up in life, then you need to be wary of such friends. Staying close to friends such as these will hinder your emotional, spiritual and mental growth. It is best to keep these kind of friends at arm's length. Point number 2, the complacent friend. You've just shared your ideas and your plans with them and they nod half-heartedly and just shrug with uncertainty. You start off your elegance journey, taking the baby steps and making the necessary changes, and they're probably thinking, she's just going through a phase, she'll get over it soon. This kind of friend doesn't want to take you seriously because it's likely they aren't making any efforts to change their own lives. These types of friends aren't necessarily malicious or out to stop you. As a matter of fact, they may be glad that you've broken out of this rut and leveled up. However, these are not the types of friends you need when you're right in the middle of your transformation journey. You need friends who will motivate you, so this type of friend won't be useful in this regard. Their complacency and lack of interest in your leveling up may douse your zeal. Point number 3, the reckless friend. This type of friend is full of drama and trouble. Oftentimes you find yourself wondering how on earth you ended up being friends with him or her in the first place. Hardly does she enter anywhere and come out without causing trouble, one way or the other. They're usually incredibly talkative and can keep you entertained with stories from morning to night. She's gotten you into trouble several times, but always finds a way to plant herself back into your life, possibly because you find her irresistibly entertaining. Advice and counseling doesn't seem to work with this type of person. In fact, she reels out all the advice herself before you even try to give her any advice. She keeps getting herself into embarrassing situations. The kind of friend that gets drunk and needs you to come and pick her up at 3:15 in the morning from some sleazy club downtown. The truth is that you are better off without this friend in your life. And you may reason, oh, she's a nice person, she's just a little bit rough around the edges and so forth. But the fact remains that your association with them could do more harm than good. It is hard to maintain a positive image or integrity hanging around with such a friend. Tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are is such a profound and true statement. Don't underestimate it. Point number 4, the jealous friend. This, in my opinion, is possibly the worst type of friend you may encounter in your life. There have been countless horror stories online about so-called friends who have committed murder amongst other heinous crimes just because they were enraged with jealousy. A jealous friend is a toxic person. Understandably, it is possible that they may be going through some issues to trigger off their jealousy. However, in order to protect your peace, it is wise to avoid such a toxic friend. Think of it, you're on a journey upwards and things can only get better. That just gives more reasons for your jealous friends to feed their jealousy. Is such toxicity worth it? No. A jealous friend will never be happy to see you succeed or become a better version of yourself. If they see any means to bring you down, that green-eyed monster will push them to do it. For your own peace of mind and progress, gently sever the connection with this friend and shut them out. It is for the best. The shrewd one sees the danger and conceals himself. If you have seen that this friend is starting to exhibit toxic, jealous traits, then please be shrewd and protect yourself. I have been in a situation where a person I thought was very dear to me turned out to stab me in the back by going behind me to a person I was in a relationship with and said the most unkind things to me. The next day, the man called me up to break up with me. How sad. The good thing is that if you're discerning enough, jealousy is pretty obvious, so don't wait until things become irretrievably damaged before you take action. Take action now. Point number 5, the criticizer. This type of friend is the one who criticizes all your decisions, picks faults in all your plans and pokes holes in all of your strategies until she makes sure that you're bereft of any courage to push on. You know the kind of friend that ends her assertions with, I'm just saying, or you can never tell. The kind of friend that would say, you actually picked up that form to enroll in college? What proof do you have that this certification will benefit your career? I hope you're not about to go wasting your time and your money on that. I mean, people get these certifications all the time and still have nothing to show for it. I'm just saying, you can never tell. Make no mistake about it. The criticizer doesn't just make empty noise. They have enough data and statistics to back up their criticisms. However, coincidentally, such people only know those who have failed, but can never tell of the hundreds of people who have succeeded. These are the worst types of friends to have around you when you're making a transition to a better life. They would question all your decisions every step of the way until you become unsure of yourself and give up on your level up journey. They are the perfect description of the proverbial wet blanket. A criticizer naturally aborts dreams. If you intend to make the efforts to achieve any of your dreams, just flee as fast as your legs can carry you if you spot the criticizer. Point number 6, the if I can't do it, you can't do it type of friend. Suffering from self-defeat or a dented ego, this person believes that since they couldn't succeed, then nobody is likely to succeed. You must remember that our abilities and our strengths differ. Therefore, just because somebody failed at doing something in particular is not proof that every other person will fail. People like this use this type of logic to comfort themselves and massage their wounded egos. If you stay in close contact with them as friends, then they will erode your dreams. Their greatest joy will be to see you fail so that they can further validate their claim that it can't be done. Don't be surprised to see your friend rooting for your failure. The malicious ones might even look for ways to make sure you don't succeed. Why? Because your success will actually be proof of their failure. Well, nobody really fails except for the person who decides to accept defeat and never try again. So if you have these kind of friends in your midst, then your elegance journey is under great threat. Get rid of these friends, or you may as well say goodbye to growth. The two cannot work in tandem with each other. Point number 7, the negative-minded friend. There are some people that generally have a negative mindset, and this could be for genuine reasons, for example, having suffered a traumatic life event. This is unfortunate, but this does not mean you have to bear the brunt of the consequence of the negativity. For one reason or the other, they think negatively of themselves and people around them too. Being around these people is so depressing and energy snapping because they emanate an aura of negativity all around them. These types of friends are very good at complaining and can whine incessantly. It is in your best interests to quietly terminate your relationship with such friends as quickly as possible because they will eventually rub off on you. Having negative people around you is emotionally draining. The type of people you allow into your circle says a lot about you. It is impossible to progress with such negative energy circulating around your life. Point number 8, the boundary breacher. You will know if a friend respects you by how much they respect or disrespect your boundaries. Some friends behave as if your set boundaries don't apply to them because they have known you the longest time or you have been through the trenches together. They encroach into your personal space, share your pictures online without your permission, they call your husband without your permission, and sign you up to Weight Watchers even though you never asked to be. They do all sorts of things in the name of friendship. You have to gently correct this kind of friend. Clearly and succinctly tell them how you feel. But if they continue to breach your boundaries, then the best thing to do is to slowly disconnect from them. I remember years ago, I had this toxic friend who on many occasions asked my boyfriend for money behind my back. How I allowed such shameless behavior, I will never know. A friend who does not respect your boundaries have inadvertently expressed that they have no regard for you. The earlier you drop them from your life, the better. Point number 9, the malicious friend. Some so-called friends are more like enemies. They derive so much happiness and pleasure in making you feel like a loser. They will never let you live down your past mistakes. They're quick to remind you of your past mistakes and your failures. They say things that make you feel like a loser and question your ability to succeed into anything you venture into. They make cutting remarks and put you down. They play on your weaknesses and downplay your strengths. Your achievements are never good enough. Ladies, cut this friend out of your life immediately. In fact, block them now. You don't owe them an explanation. When you put your spiritual and your mental well-being first, taking such drastic actions to cut them off aren't a big deal. This type of person should not be referred to as a friend at all, more like a foe. With this kind of friend around you, leveling up will be difficult to accomplish. Break away from them as fast as you can. Point number 10, the guilt tripper. This type of manipulation is more common than you think. However, it can do a lot of harm in the long term. It induces feelings of guilt and makes you feel like you're always in the wrong when you clearly aren't. When people do things like bring up past mistakes to get their way, or they become distant for no apparent reason in an effort to get you to pay them more attention, or they say things like, well, I've done so much for you, so you should do the same for me, is toxicity in the worst form. Friends who do this are usually selfish and don't have your interests at heart. A friend who makes you feel isolated, judged and condemned just because you are seeking ways to improve yourself is not qualified to be called a friend. Stay away from such bad friends. If they resent you because you are choosing to advance higher in life, eliminate them from your midst immediately. Ladies, I hope you found these 10 points useful and that you'll be able to use these points to discern who your real friends are. Thank you very much for watching.